Definitely one of the craziest experiences that I've ever had. I've never experienced somebody driving at me and my friends trying to kill us. That was wild.
No, that was the first.
I then turn over and the Jeep is facing me and all three of you guys are running at me. And Hutch, that's when I hear you say, "Get back. I saw the crazy in her eyes. Get back."
You're all like weaponed up. Yeah. And I look at you and you're holding the plunger and you're like, this chick, whoever this is about to get plunged. Yeah, I think the first step's getting a girlfriend, but I'm also open to an arranged marriage.
Oh, really? By your parents or us?
Anybody. Anybody and anything, really.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ben Shepard and Hutch Hornfischer. And of course, I'm Clayton Nolan.
Thanks for having us on, Clayton.
Of course. I had to have y'all. It was honestly too long.
It's been too long. You've been trying to get us on or me on at least a month.
Yeah, but with season going and school, everyone's busy.
It's kind of brutal.
Okay.
Sorry. Anyway, as I just gulped into the mic, real quick, should be possibly, we're testing things out, could possibly be, we don't know yet, our first video episode. So let's give it up for the progress. You know how it is. And then, I just want to first off say hey, and then second off, introduce the video film part, and thirdly, ask y'all guys what's been good. Ben?
Nothing much. A lot of baseball. Yeah. A lot of training.
Yeah, baseball and job searching. Which is like my least favorite thing that's happened ever.
So stressful.
Yeah, it's a reality check.
You and I have talked about that a little bit, but Ben, actually, all three of us are here right now. Before we even get into the job search, let's talk about last time we were all here at this house together.
Oh my God, that was wild.
Guys,
that was
a wild night.
Wildest night of my life.
The most bizarre night.
Okay.
Bizarre experience.
I can't believe I didn't think it to start with that. We have to talk about it.
Let's do it.
Okay. I'll start it and then y'all just interrupt.
Yeah.
Because y'all went AWOL.
Yes, we did.
Y'all went AWOL.
Yeah, I forgot Hutch and I took off after the assailant.
Y'all really did. Okay, so context. We're boys here. We do more than just podcasts. In fact, we play poker, we hang out, and at least two of us play baseball. Not me, you guys. And so we were here at this house, this lovely household, playing poker and, just chilling with the boys. What was there, 7 of us?
Yeah, there was like 7 or 8 guys.
7 or 8, yeah. After the end of our poker game, Kojo, if you've listened to one of the episodes, what was he doing? Oh, he got a text from his girl, right?
Yeah, Allie was texting him because they were at the bars drinking.
Yes, they were at the bars drinking. And okay, Hutch, do you want to be Allie?
I'll be Allie.
Okay, bet.
Drinking water, by the way. They're just no alcohol consumed.
You ready? Hey, oh wait, no, I'm not Allie. You're Allie.
Cole kind of sounds like that too, so you can roll with it.
All right, I'll be cool. Hey, Allie, what are you doing? Why are you calling me?
This weird thing just kind of happened, and this lady has been following us for like a long time, and I'm kind of scared, and I think we should call the cops. I don't know what to do.
So basically, after that phone call, we're all kind of like, as guys, us, we're just drive around a few more times.
If you're Cole, you say, Allie, you're making this up. I don't believe you. I think you're delusional and drunk.
Allie, you're making this up. I don't believe you. But so we tell them to drive the blocks a few times, and sure enough, they're still following them. And so what do we say? We thought the best idea was for them to come to this house. So Allie pulls around the driveway. But in the meantime, what are us guys doing?
Well, we were still
shooting the shit in the front yard. Yeah. Cole told us that he was like, "Yo, can we get you guys outside just in case this is real?" It's like, no, this isn't anything. Like this, she's just mistaken some car that's been going the same way as her. And then we all kind of congregated out in the front yard, and that car just came whipping around behind.
Well, first we up until we saw the car, we didn't really believe her. We were like, Allie's probably just kind of being dramatic or whatever. And was scared and for no reason. Like this car's not really following her, but like in hindsight, she actually like turned right like 4 times, went 110 miles an hour on the road, and ended up, this lady was following her for 45 miles, just about.
Very much.
And I don't think you're exaggerating either. But even before we went outside, I just remember we all were like joking around, saying, "Let's weapon up."
The first, it's kind of, as guys, you're kind of like, I love like an excuse to get violent and like protect someone. You're like, oh hell yeah, like this girl needs help. Like this person's like worst case scenario. It's like sex traffickers or something. Yeah. And we're gonna have to like defend them. Like heck yeah, let's weapon up.
It's primal.
And it's like primal, full primal mode. And there's like 8 dudes, and we're like, you know what? Let's get the sort through the house and see what we can find as far to defend ourselves.
So as we're scavenging around the house, I want to talk about what weapons we decided. So Hutch, what was yours?
I had a Glock 19.
Yes.
More importantly,
but what were you brandishing? What did you have in your hand?
In my hand, I had a Mark McGuire. I believe it was like a 28-inch. They call it the big stick or something. It's like a wooden bat, like T-ball.
Right.
But it's so like a mini wooden bat, Mark McGuire.
Yeah. Right. So no guns were used. You had the bat.
Absolutely not.
Okay. And me,
no guns.
I had, stop joking around, bro. You had a bat. Okay.
Just a bat.
I had bear spray.
Yep.
Henry Fisher had a bat. Kojo was like the undercover police officer, no weapon.
Correct.
And then who else was there? Matthew Escamilla had a foam roller.
And then the best weapon of all.
And then Ben?
My weapon of choice was a plunger.
This dude thought he was Fortnite. That's what it was.
And I went to work with that plunger, let me tell you.
The plunger was the most effective weapon against this.
Yeah. It really was, actually.
Did the most damage.
So I'm forgetting one kid, though. One guy. There's
Jack Murphy was there as well.
Murphy. That's who it was. I don't think he had a weapon.
I think he was kind of just observing.
He was observing. He was observing and knowing Jack. He was probably the first one to like shit gets real. I'm fucking running out inside.
Dipping. Yeah, he's
I'm
gone.
dipping.
So as you guys are
no
listening,
offense, Jack.
Yeah, no offense, Jack. Love you, bro.
Smart play.
But so we all get outside, and sure enough, Allie's car turns, and following it is a white Jeep, and we're like, oh, things are a little bit more serious. So our idea at first, as a group, was hyping each other off like, they don't want to mess with us, man. We about to get them, bro.
Yeah.
And then let's just walk in front of the car and stop them. And with all due respect, guys,
it's very dumb.
I saw
it was a dumb idea, but it seemed in theory you thought it might work.
In the time we were like, oh, we're gonna like wave this person down, get them to stop. But
so like I say, wait, guys, what's stopping her from running us over? And Hutch says,
did you say this?
I did say this.
I don't think you said. Maybe you did.
You know I said it because you looked at me. And
I was
you were
just
like,
seeing red at the time.
I saw red. I blacked out completely. Yeah. I don't remember any of this.
You looked at me and you're like, he's got a point. It was either you or Kojo.
I probably did.
And so then we're trying to figure out how we stop it. But at this point, it's too late. They come around the corner and Allie slows down. We tell her to go off. And then someone tries to step in front of the Jeep and it just
swerved that like the group of us.
Yeah,
for sure, trying to take people out. Like,
I mean, I just remember like, still like, it's kind of bullshit. Like, this isn't really happening. And then she turned the corner and literally on her tail, like within 10 yards, was this car, and they're going fast.
Yeah,
like they're going like 35,
like 30, 40 miles an hour,
30, 40 miles an hour in like this neighborhood with cars around it, and like 2:00 in the morning.
I couldn't believe it.
And we tried to kind of step in front of it, and then they just drove right past, and then did a whole lap began to do a whole lap around the block, which is like a mile.
You're good, Ben. Just let it down, baby.
Forgot how to drink. So after that, they're gone. They just drive right by us. We can't stop them, and both cars are going like 40 miles an hour through the neighborhood. And me and Ben were like, naturally, we're gonna run,
still cut them off,
and cut them off at the nearest intersection back towards our house where we know.
Who let the charge out of you two?
I think Ben did.
Ben,
I don't know about that.
No, Ben went in full primal mode and was just sprinting. I know, actually, no, I take that back. I think I led the charge.
It was you. You were running through I saw you take off through the front yard.
I was like, Ben, I called Ben.
Let's go.
I was like, Ben,
and I just took off, dead sprint, plunger in hand.
Okay. Meanwhile, y'all take off, right?
Yeah.
And so all of us, Kojo and I, we turn around, look at everybody, and we're just like, oh shit, this is real. No way. Matthew, I'm not joking. Matthew looks at us and I don't know I think it was like we all the same feeling, just like, wow, like what is going on?
Yeah.
He has a foam roller in his hand. He's like, I'm going to get a new weapon. And he runs inside and puts the foam roller away. And then I look at Cole and I'm like, wow, what do we do? By this time, we just hear boom. Loud. I thought either someone got hit, the cars crashed, or a tire popped. But instead,
that would have been yours truly. Yeah. So Hutch and I run down there to intercept them. Sure enough, they come whipping around the corner, still right on Cole's girl Allie, right on their tail. So Hutch and I jump out in the middle of the road, and we're doing the same thing, trying to get them to stop. And she just takes a hard turn and slams the gas towards Hutch. And I just saw her trying to kill my boy. And so I just threw that plunger as hard as I could into her car, and it left a pretty good dent.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm in front of the car, and Ben quickly slings this plunger, probably like a record pull down.
Yeah, I think easy 90 miles an hour.
93 is what the IDAR got it at. It just makes the loudest noise. You wouldn't think a plunger would make that kind of noise. And I'm like, heck, we're attacking this car now. Like I was like, I'm gonna. If your friend jumps off a bridge, you jump off a bridge kind of thing. And I was like, I grabbed the bat I had and I tried to swing it at the car, and I missed, thankfully, because I probably would have taken out a headlight or something. And the car kind of stops and like backs up and turns into our road back towards y'all.
Yeah. It was insane. And like
crazy.
Everyone just goes silent, and we look over and you two are yelling at a car, and it's honking back at you as if it's communicating. Yeah.
That was wild, dude.
The car ends up like beating y'all to it. Allie pulls right in front of our house with her friend. The Jeep gets in front of that car. I look over, you're running back, but the plunger doesn't have a head on it anymore. And in my mind, I'm like, what just happened? And you guys are like, we just hit that Jeep with the plunger.
We just messed that Jeep up.
Yeah. Okay, so
I went to work.
So now you did go to work, bro. Yeah. It was loud. I'm pretty sure it woke up the neighborhood. So this is my favorite part of the whole thing. So Cole calmly walks over to the Jeep and tries to talk to it, and she just starts blasting the horn.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Laying on the horn.
Do you two follow? Where do y'all go?
She parks in front of across the street. Like, our neighbor's a cop too. And she stops and is like railing on the horn, and we're kind of creeping up behind the car. Like, I think we knew it was a girl at this point, but we're like, she's about to get out.
Yeah.
Because she stopped. And we're kind of like creeping up on the car with our bats and plunger. And
I was straight walking up on the driver's side window, and then I was like, hold up. I should not be doing this.
At this point,
we live in Texas, so everybody could have a gun.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, but not us. At this point, Cole gets a wave of rationality and freaking tries to run to our next door neighbor who's a cop and starts knocking on the door like, hey, there's a lady, like, wake up.
Yeah.
They're not home, or they're just dead asleep because they probably get up at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
They can figure it out themselves.
And they don't respond. And then meantime, this car is still honking at us, and like I get a look at this lady, and her pupils are the size of dinner plates. And I'm like, oh boy, like, this lady's out of her mind.
Yeah.
And
legit crazy.
Yeah.
I remember you being like, I saw the crazy in her eyes.
No, I stared at, we locked eyes, and like it spooked me, shook me to my core.
Yeah.
And like we locked eyes for like a solid like 10 seconds. And I was kind of like throwing like, what the heck are you doing? Like, yeah. And at that point, we realized the cops are coming out. But
even before that, so like you guys are messing with her by the Jeep, and I'm like, okay, she's in front of the car of Allie. I got to get Allie and the girls out of here. So I go up to the window. I'm like, hey, she can't back up as fast as y'all can because there's guys around her. Y'all dip, go. Yeah. So they back out. That takes maybe a minute max. Okay. And I'm watching them the whole time. I then turn over, and the Jeep is facing me, and all three of you guys are running at me. And Hutch, that's when I hear you say, get back. I saw the crazy in her eyes. Get back. And meanwhile, Ben is like cursing out the Jeep, and Cole is like dead sprint. He's like, where's Allie? I'm like, I told him to go. And next thing I know, it's all of us in between this garage.
Where we're at right now.
Right where we're at.
The garage is open.
This garage, the two trucks parked in front of it, and a tree, and she's on the lawn.
Yes, straight up in the yard.
We steer. She backs up, and then she like floors it directly at us and pops up onto our neighbor's yard. And the only thing stopping her from hitting me, like at one point, it was coming like right at me.
I thought she was just gonna crash into the tree.
I thought she was gonna crash into me at first, and then like I run, like get into safety, get behind Cole's car, which is like right in front of a tree, and she full on floors it and stops like on a dime, like maybe a foot before this tree. And it's in our neighbor's yard.
You were right next to me, and I think we were all three at the same spot.
Yeah.
But what was going through your mind?
I was just like, I thought she was going to just run into the side of the truck at first. And then when she stopped right in front of the tree, I was like, she's going to run into the tree? Like, what? She's going to hit something? That's the most surprising part, that she didn't like wreck into something.
She was conscious enough that she didn't wreck into anything.
Yeah.
But like, I for sure thought like going on, like, I thought she was going to run directly in this tree or hit Cole's car. And I was kind of using Cole's car as a shield.
We all were, yeah.
And I thought that
Did she was going to hit? No, yeah, she didn't hit anything. Car. Yeah, I thought she swiped him.
But I was like, if it hits this car, I'm going to get sandwiched between the two cars that are in the driveway and end up just terribly hurt.
Yeah. And so, of course, she then backs out of the driveway. I have a video of her like on the lawn. Like once she recognizes the phone was out, she pulled back, left the neighborhood. And so she just revs the engine, pulls out of the street, and then we just hear honking for like the next 5 minutes, like in and out. Dude, it sounded like a horror movie because some honks would be close, 2 minutes later it'd be far away.
Like distant into the neighborhood.
I know. And then another minute.
She's still around.
Yeah, exactly. And then another minute it'd be closer and we'd be like, oh my God, she's coming back. Yeah. And so we're just sitting there and we're waiting on the cops because Hutch, you called the cops, right?
I called the cops and I was so like the biggest adrenaline rush of my life.
Dump.
And I was crazy. Like, we're like, all right, you took a picture of the license plate. And I called
don't say it though. Don't say it.
I don't remember the license plate.
Good.
Yeah. But it was 00.
I don't remember, but it was a FJX.
Yeah. So I'm on the phone with the cops and my voice, like I'm trying to talk to them and my voice is like quivering.
Dude, I remember watching you have that conversation. Your voice was
I was like, yeah, there's a lady and she like tried to hit us and she was following. I sounded like the ultimate pussy. But like, I was so like amped up that it was hard for me to speak clearly. But I ended up like relaying the message and they're like, all right, a team's coming your way to check on y'all. And sure enough, like within 3 minutes, shout out Georgetown PD, they get there and you can take the rest of it, but we talk to them and like give them the scoop of all that happened.
Yeah.
Go for it, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, those cops pulled up and we all kind of walked out there as a group, let them know what happened. And I mean, given the fact that the chick was gone, I don't think they could really do anything. So they're just like, yeah, I guess Round Rock PD had been notified about them. She'd had like history with them in the past and whatnot. But yeah. And they kind of left.
She had history of like mental instability or something, and they called her actually whenever they got the license plate, they ran it through the system, and they were like, oh, it's this lady that we've had issues with in the past, and they ended up calling her, and then she didn't answer, and so when the cops got there, they're like, yeah, we're gonna call her husband.
Yeah,
that's rough.
And I remember Cole being, I feel sorry for her husband.
Exactly. That's what was so funny. We're all sitting there with cops, and after they heard our side and everything's good, and they realized we didn't do anything like wrong. I felt like we were the victims here.
Right. I was a victim. This is my story.
This is our story.
Absolutely.
And so like one cop was only talking, if y'all didn't notice. The other cop was like just stone cold Steve.
It was the classic good cop, bad cop.
Exactly.
I've seen that before.
I've only seen it in the movies, but not in real life.
It's real.
And so I know, if you're hearing it now, that thing's real. And what's the best part is after they tell us, of course, well, she has a history of Round Rock PD and some other counties of being mentally unstable.
Yeah.
And tonight was another episode. As long as everyone's okay, we're just going to, everything's good. And out of nowhere, I guess you answered the question because I didn't know who it was, but someone's like, that woman has a husband or, whatever he says. And the best part, we all start laughing. Even the cop that was quiet, even the stone cold Steve guy, I think you might have the biggest smile.
Yeah, we got a chuckle out of him. He was trying to be hard, but he couldn't resist. It was too good. It was too funny.
But what a story! What did the team think when y'all went back the next day?
Yeah, everybody was locked in on that story the next morning. Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, rumor quickly spread.
Yeah. About the crazed woman at 119.
Yeah, I told my parents over the phone just like on a casual conversation, and they were like, "Oh, okay." Well, I'm glad everybody's safe.
Okay. The thing is, it was probably the best case scenario. Like,
yeah, for real, it really was.
We were thinking like worst case scenario, like
two
women, like your mind jumps to crazy conclusions when you don't know what's going on.
Well, we didn't know it was a woman at the
car
beginning.
full of dudes that were trying to do harm to somebody.
Yeah, like there's two girls at a bar. Like I think they're probably drinking, and like we're like, oh, this could be like some dude, like some predator, and we're like, this is serious. And then it still was serious, but it wasn't as bad, and it wasn't what we expected at all.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the craziest experiences that I've ever had. I've never experienced somebody driving at me and my friends trying to kill us. That was wild.
No, that was the first.
You might. That
Hopefully
might have
the
been,
last.
That might have been the peak of craziness with a plunger involved for you. Like, have you ever hit anything or used a plunger as a weapon again?
Never. I never would have thought that in an altercation a plunger would have been my weapon. But
I remember you look at me at one point when you're all like weaponed up. Yeah. And I look at you and you're holding the plunger and you're like, this chick, whoever this is, about to get plunged.
yeah. Sure enough.
They got plunged.
Spoke it into action.
Can you imagine if the plunger was still on the Jeep?
It just stuck there.
It's just stuck there, like to this day. She doesn't take it off.
Anyway, moral of the story: Ben owes me a new plunger.
Yeah, dude.
Moral of the
I
story:
think it was like $499,
$499.
400,000. It's a good plunger.
Yeah. I'll get you back. Remind me.
Have you all ever experienced anything crazier than that, or the same type of crazy? Because to me, that's my probably top story.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was thinking about it that night, and I was like, yeah, never experienced something that could have like resulted in lethal action.
I felt so alive though.
Yeah,
I felt more alive than I ever felt my entire life.
yeah, 100%.
The adrenaline
is
Adrenaline's a hell of a drug. Yeah.
Low key, wouldn't be mad if that happened again with the same ending.
So, lady, if you're listening to this, come back.
Come on back, sweetheart. We're ready.
Round 2, let's go.
Round 2, all of us have plungers.
Yeah, we've refined our weapon of choice.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You stand no chance.
Anyway, oh man, that's so good. Oh my gosh.
Maybe that was well timed.
Okay.
I can't think of. I'm trying to think of anything like crazy. Like, there's nothing that like fits that criteria.
Yeah.
That I can think of.
Yeah. Well, we can think of maybe the hypothetical you were talking about with the new concert coming up, Two Step In.
Yeah.
About the SEAL Team 6 sneak-in plan for you.
Well, yeah. Well, tickets.
I have tickets, so I won't be getting.
When'd you get tickets?
The day they came out.
So you were like early. You got like the 10 a.m. when they came out. You
pre-sale. Yeah.
Well, my lazy ass stayed in bed, and roommate capitalized on it, but I didn't do it. So I'm ticketless as of now. But
and what's been your plan? Ben, are you ticketless?
I've got a ticket for Sunday.
Give me some. All right, me too. So Hutch, what is your solo plan of action?
Well, what Georgetown Parks and Recreation doesn't know is that I know the San Gabriel Park like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think with a little bit of planning that I can seamlessly sneak into this concert.
Yes.
And I plan to do so still. And I heard rumors that there are plans out, like the actual layout of the concert has been
we got to
released.
get our hands on those.
And
ASAP.
I need to, within the next 72 hours, I'm going to devise a plan and try and sneak in, because there's a river that goes through this park. And worst case scenario, it's going to be April, so it won't be too cold. But I'm thinking underwater mission.
Yeah, a little snorkel infill.
Snorkel in.
Yeah.
Ben and I are going to be sitting there watching the concert. You're going to roll it like.
It'll involve.
Why are you wet?
It'll involve like a lot of face paint, maybe a ghillie suit.
Yeah. Might have to distract the concert security.
Yeah,
once or twice.
Yeah,
I would love to see you like try to snorkel in.
Well, I don't know what tickets are going to cost. I mean, probably $200, $300 for a day.
Yeah, it's like $220.
That's a lot of money.
At the moment, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that would make me broke, I think. Unfortunately. Well, yeah. So the only option. You
could camp out. Either bury yourself.
I thought about
with like
that.
a straw.
Hide in a tree.
Hide up in a tree. Get an Eno set up like at the top of a tree.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe they won't see you.
Maybe big.
Or you could just stand there because you're built like a tree.
Yeah, you are 6'7".
So funny.
Give me some. That was pretty good actually.
Yeah, nice.
We call Hutch tree and he doesn't like it because he's 6'7".
Big man over here.
Big man. No, you should definitely snorkel, and if you can't, like do that, hire like a professional painter. It's probably going to cost you more than $200, but paint you like a tree, like the scenery.
Yeah.
Just
blend right in.
And if not, just I don't know, dress up like a bear and walk in.
I can pretend to be a homeless guy underneath the San Gabriel Bridge.
Yes,
and then they wouldn't ask questions because no one wants to deal with homeless people.
Correct.
And then the concert comes, throw on a change of clothes, and I'm in.
It's not the worst idea in the world.
Yeah.
In reality, I think you could pull it off. I think you could sneak in there.
It's just it all depends on like what the setup looks like in the coming weeks, and thankfully we live so close that we can kind of
map it out.
We'll map it out. Reconnaissance.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's sad that the boys don't get to see Zach Bryan
Yeah,
because
that's tough. That's he's on Saturday, right?
yeah,
But it'll probably be at like 10 o'clock.
yeah, he's gonna be the main event. So yes, but by that time, there's probably no getting in because of the traffic, and it's already packed.
That's true.
Like people
There's
are
gonna
gonna be
there's gonna be a lot of people there.
people are coming in from out of state.
Yeah,
There's no way they fit in the concert to that small thing.
tons of people from Oklahoma coming, from
Yeah.
like Louisiana. It's crazy.
I'm still looking to see if I can get a Saturday ticket, like a 2-day pass kind of deal. But with the prices, I don't think it's possible unless I were to trade with someone and then they give me like a friend discount. But I really like pay off most of their ticket. I don't know. But yeah, it'll be fun. What is y'all? Okay, so right now we had Morgan Wallen release an album, and Luke Combs released an album yesterday. Who are y'all's top 3 country music artists
That are going to two-step in, or
Well,
that are in general?
in general? And then I'm excited for Tyler Childers.
He's on Sunday, right?
He's on Sunday. He's
Let's
our
go.
main
That's
event.
gonna
I saw him
big,
this past
yeah.
summer, and he was good.
So is Diplo,
kinda
weirdly
weird,
enough, and like all these other people.
Yeah.
But just because it's been so concert crazy, or for me, it's been a little concert crazy this semester. But country music wise, has been a big year. What's y'all's favorite? Who's y'all's favorite artist?
I think you can't go wrong with Chris Stapleton. I think
I saw him on the rodeo.
I think he's hands
So
down
good.
my favorite, just in general.
Is he the best though?
I think he's the best too.
The best living or ever?
The best living, and I think
Okay.
an argument could be made that he's top 10 ever.
Oh, I would 100%.
Me and some
agree.
buddies over spring break did a list. We spent like 3 hours doing a list of like top 100 Texas like country artists.
Yeah.
And I think Stapleton was like, honestly, I'd place him at like 6 or 7, 4 to 7th
Okay.
ever. I really think he's that talented and that great.
So he's number 1 for you.
He's number 1.
Okay. 2 and 3.
2, I do like Zach Bryan. Like it's a new.
Oh, so basic.
It's not basic.
I'm just kidding.
I was on the Zach Bryan train early. All right.
I listened to Heading South all the way back in 2018.
I did. He's not top 3, I don't think. But
you don't think he is, but you enjoy him?
I enjoy him a lot. I think right now he might be like, he's definitely top 3 right now, like in current country artists.
Yeah,
But for Hutch,
he's killing it.
For Hutch, he's up there, top 5 probably.
Okay.
I think he's got great songs. And it's just the volume with him, the
Yeah.
volume of good songs, like how many
That
good
is true.
songs he releases is kind of unreal. Like I don't think I've ever heard of another country artist releasing that many.
Yeah.
Like at that young of an age too. Like he's got like 40. Like I don't know how many songs he's got out, but his albums are huge.
Yeah.
But Sturgill Simpson's up there, and then Shane Smith and the
Sturge, for
Saints.
sure.
Oh, the
Shane Smith,
and
I
the Saints.
freaking love their
They
sound.
kind of got they have a unique sound to them. I
Yeah.
like them.
Yeah.
But for me, Willie Nelson would be probably number 2. But then who's coming to?
You've listed 5 artists.
Well,
Yeah, I swear.
listen, it's a very loose list.
You're done.
People-
done.
No,
You're
one more
done.
guy,
Oh,
sleeper guy you need to hear about.
Okay.
I know Ben's big on him too. Paul Cawthon.
I was just about to say
He
Paul.
might be like, I freaking love this guy. He might be top 3, like number 3 for me. Just 'cause,
Okay.
like, he's new. I heard this within 8 months
He-
ago.
dude, he's
First
gonna
time I
be
heard about him.
Sunday at.
Is he going to be there?
yeah.
He's
at
gonna be
Two-Step.
Sunday, and
Boom.
he's like a Johnny Cash type guy,
Okay.
and almost like sort of rockish at times.
Rockish. Nice.
Yeah,
It's a cool sound. It's
Really
different.
cool.
Yeah.
but he's like the reason I'm sneaking in is for him.
All right.
Yes.
Sweet. All right, Ben.
All right. Top 3. Number 1, got to go George Strait just because he's a legend.
Okay.
Personally, I haven't really been listening to country since I got to college. Really got into it, but high school didn't really listen to it much. So the newer guys are who I'm more familiar with.
Mhm.
But yeah, Shane Smith, I'd put that at number 3 just
Yeah.
because I love the fiddle and that sound and stuff like that. But 2, I don't know, probably Sturgill. Yeah.
Okay. So until 2 days ago, Luke Combs was not in my most played. All I've been listening to lately is Luke Combs because of his new album. But top 3 recently for me listening would be Morgan Wallen, Cameron Sackey Band. I love
Good.
those guys.
Seen them like 3 times live.
Yeah, they're one of those bands that's just like they're very good live.
Yeah, they rock.
They rock it. And then Cole Wetzel. I love Cole
Oh,
Wetzel.
dude, Cole goes.
Cole's
He's
good.
a banger.
Now, those aren't my like top 3 of all time. Obviously, it's gonna be Chris Stapleton, Morgan Wallen, and
Yeah.
probably Luke Combs.
Mhm.
But yeah, those are my guys.
Yeah.
So
Well, we'll get the chance to see Cawthon and Childers at this 2-step in. So
Yeah, I'm
that'll
excited.
be fun.
I'm excited to see Childers.
Yeah. Dude, I saw him this summer. Where was it? It was at the Q2 Stadium. He performed with Willie and like his whole family at the 4th of July. And it was wild, dude, because I expected him to play his like classics, Childers,
yeah,
and literally played nothing. It was all of his like Hounds Go to Heaven, like all like Jubilee and all that stuff.
the new stuff.
Yeah, and it was before he released it, so he was playing it live, and everyone in the stadium was like looking at each other like, "What is this?"
Blow their heads.
And he looked like he was like demented on stage singing. His eyes like going back in the head, and he's strumming and singing like so loud. I was like, "Good Lord, this guy's
Yeah.
crazy."
Yeah, I heard it was kind of from a lot of people. I'm sure from like a musical like
Yeah.
artsy fartsy kind of perspective. It was
Artsy
good.
fartsy.
Yeah,
But like
that's how I would describe it.
Yeah, but like I heard it
100%.
was kind of mid because he didn't play his stuff. But people like when
That's sad.
you're that big,
Dude, we were like disappointed a little
it's
bit.
sad because
afterwards.
when you're that big, you want to be like a lot of those guys are very like they're artists, right? And so they want to like come up with new stuff and be on the cutting edge. But like people are paying $60 a ticket or $150 a ticket
Yeah.
to go see your hits. Like
That's what I'm saying. When
and so
you're
you
that
kind of
big-
got to perform, but like, and I heard he didn't sing like one hit,
Not a single one.
not a single hit, and that's
Yeah.
that's kind of disappointing.
When you're that big, you don't need to advertise your new album.
Yeah.
You just need to play the music everyone sings along. Add maybe a few here and there, but overall, play your stuff, man.
I heard after the fact, I was talking to some people, and they said like supposedly he literally doesn't sing his old stuff because he used to have like substance abuse issues and stuff like that in the past, and all the stuff, all those like old songs that he used to write like while he was still under that mindset, he like doesn't do those songs
we
live
get, like,
anymore.
triggered on stage.
I guess,
I
Yeah,
guess, or he just doesn't want to be that kind of person anymore. Or, I don't know.
But Feathered Indians, you have to play.
Come
that.
on,
Like,
dude.
come
You gotta play
on,
Feathered Indians.
Feathered Indians. Favorite Tyler Childers song? What is it?
Feathered Indians or Lady May.
Lady May.
I don't think you can beat those two.
What about
for his.
Follow You to Virgie? That could be my favorite
Whoa,
one.
I
good
And
one.
Feathered Indians, obviously, but
You're right.
Follow
That
You
is
to
my
Virgie
favorite.
brings me to tears. It's such a good song.
So good.
Yeah. And I will
follow you to Virgie.
Yeah. I'll tell you who has been my best concert, and then we'll be done with the concert music talk. But Kid Rock.
I bet he
seen him
freaking
before?
rocks.
I saw him this past summer.
Yeah.
He still does it?
Well, see, you say that at the end of the concert. He said, I don't know if this is like an Elton John he's going to pull where he says he's going to retire, and then every 2 years come
Yeah,
back with
yeah.
his
Yeah.
final tour. Do that 8
Yeah.
times or whatever.
George
But-
Strait.
Marketing tactic, if you ask me.
For real. But he like there's no comparison to who's been my best concert.
Really?
He
What was so
killed it.
crazy about it?
Well, okay, so put it this way. He walks up on stage and it's like fireworks, flames, and smoke, lasers all at the same time. And he's like, "Are y'all ready, motherfuckers?" And then the whole crowd goes like, "Yeah!" And then like
He's a
it's
whole
nothing.
entertainer on
Well,
stage.
it's almost like it's this is gonna sound weird, but it's more than just a concert. A guy
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
on stage. The whole environment is like there's Kid Rock on stage, and then just like versions of Kid Rock without the singing talent all around the concert.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
And so, and he does everything from his obnoxious, entertaining music that I love. He does his. Do y'all listen to "Born Free" by him?
don't
It's
think
like
Sure, I've heard it before.
it's a slower song. It's the same vibe as his "First Kiss," and so he'll sing both those songs, and the dude can still sing. Like I don't think a lot of people realize that about him.
How old is he?
I don't know, but he's a
60s
grandfather.
probably, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's what I was getting to is in between going from like the Kid Rock stuff to the, Kid Rock stuff that he actually sings in it instead of just raps. He even went on the DJ and was like, "Oh, wick, oh, wick," and he spun it. Like it wasn't like, "Oh, I'm like
Hopped on the turntables.
yeah." And he did it. And then he even got the whole crowd to chant like "Let's Go Brandon," and he added it in one of his songs. And so
That's sweet.
beginning of his song, he has like Donald Trump like say, "Kid Rock is great.
Like an intro.
The best
it's ever been.
Yeah, no, he does. And so, regardless of your take on like the political ideas of
Yeah.
him, it was really cool to see a previous president just like introduce a whole concert.
Yeah,
and it
that's
was
dope.
It was so
It
cool.
just shows you
Legendary.
how badass he is.
No, for real. It's like you have the president open your concert.
Yeah, Trump doesn't blow smoke.
Man tells it how it is.
Yeah. And so
That's why I love him.
I keep avoiding the end to this, but at the end of the concert, he just talks about how family's the most important, like family and God's the most important thing in life.
Yeah.
And that like that's what he's realized throughout his years, even in fame. Like there's nothing worth more than family and God. And God first, he said, and he said like this might be his last tour because he wants to spend time with his grandkids.
That's nice.
And I was like, oh, I know it's nice, but as a fan, you're like, dang, that might have been the last time I ever see him.
Yeah.
And it was wild. Like it was a wild concert. If I ever get the
sweet, though.
chance again, I'm going. Regardless
For
of the
sure.
price. Like if I can afford it, I'm doing it.
He's got a kick-ass bar in Nashville, Kid Rock's bar.
Dude,
Have you been there?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. I want to go.
It's a blast, dude. I went there like 2 years ago.
What's it called?
I think it's just like Kid Rock's rooftop bar or something like that
Okay.
on the main strip in Nashville. It's like Kid Rock and Jason Aldean like right next to each other, something like that. Went there for my brother's bachelor party, group of us. Got after it. It was a fun time for sure.
Tell me about the bachelor party.
It was yeah, so my older brother, I was the best man.
Okay.
Went down there a couple years back, September. Did the whole bar crawl, played some golf, saw some live music. It was a blast.
That's what's up.
Had some alcohol, had a couple drinks here and
Yeah.
there.
No.
Yeah. Hutch, when are you going to be someone's best man?
Dude, I don't know. Whenever you get married, Clayton.
All right, Ben. Yeah. If anything, Ben, when are you going to get married?
Probably not anytime soon.
Yeah, I think we all three got to get a girlfriend before we do it.
Yeah, I think the first step's getting a girlfriend, but I'm also open to an arranged marriage.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
really? By your parents or us?
Anybody. Anybody and anything, really. I mean, it's been
Two
rough.
goats for two goats and your best donkey.
Yes. Yes.
What do y'all think of that stuff as far as
Arranged marriages? I think, well, I don't know many arranged
What's
marriages.
your opinion on arranged marriage?
It's a weird topic.
It's a weird thing.
Like
but
for
I
us,
will
Not
say,
very observed in our culture.
I will say they last.
Statistically,
They last.
I think they do last.
I think they do.
And
yeah.
because, like, think about it. Like, I think the issue with marriage right now is that
Oh, we're getting into
we're getting into
Here we
this. We're
go.
getting
Here
into the
we
rabbit
go.
hole of relationships.
Over 50% of marriages are failing today.
And it's because no one wants to commit in our generation. There's too many options. Our generation is the generation of options. I think.
Technology has a lot to do with that.
Technology.
Yes, and so it's like, oh, like I could be dating this girl, but when's something better going to come? It's always the better deal kind of thing. And with arranged marriages, I know my sister went to Anderson and she had a family or a couple friends that had their parents were arranged marriages. I know it's very popular in Indian culture.
Kobe.
And there's a couple like very nice Indian families that had the arranged marriages, and they're like the happiest people ever. And I think part of it's like you pick someone like if your family doesn't do you too dirty, if they're like all right, if they don't screw you over
family
too
doesn't
much,
do you too
you know what I mean? Like this is a decent person, they have your best interest at heart. I think it's the kind of thing it's like all right, you're a good person, and we're sticking together to the end. You know what I mean? And I think that's not a very common. That's the whole idea of marriage, I think.
Yes.
And the whole it's like whether things get rocky or not, like we're sticking together until we die. And I think that idea is lost on a lot of like our generation and myself included. But when there's no option, when it's like arranged, like this is the person, like she's a decent person. You might not be your like pick of the litter necessarily, but like it's a good enough person and you're just going to make it work.
Make the commitment and make it work.
Yeah. And so I think that's why they're always so happy. But I don't know. I really don't know.
Since he's so supportive of this, we should arrange him a marriage.
Yeah.
You should. I'm open to it.
Blind marriage for Hutch Hornfischer. You heard it here
like
first.
we'll sign the documents before I even see you.
Can you imagine though for me, it was always around Christmas time if I was being bad, my parents would be like, well, I'm going to tell Santa that you get coal for Christmas. Well, can you imagine being a family for arranged marriages? And they'll be like, well, instead of marrying Sydney, you're going to marry Rachel. And like,
Not Rachel.
No, please. Not that Rachel's not, going to be a good wife. But
Maybe not. I mean, Rachel.
we just prefer, what was the first one? Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah. We just prefer Sarah from Outer Banks.
Yeah, I prefer. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
Don't bring her up.
Oh my gosh. Were you all on that train whenever she was, every guy's crush for
What's that girl's name? Sarah.
Was I on it? I'm still on that train, dude. You watch that new season?
or should I say on that boat?
On that boat.
Is that her actual name? Or is that just the character's name in the show?
That's her name for this
her name
podcast.
is
Oh, you know the real name. I don't know the real name.
Klein. I think it might be a Klein.
Klein.
Klein's your last name.
Can we fact check this?
You
Fact check
can.
it.
I think it's Klein.
He opens his phone. It's just the home screen is her in a bikini.
So she's already there. Crap.
Yeah, you're good. We're chilling. Ben's going to take a break. He'll be right back.
All right. Let's see. Sarah Cameron, Outer Banks.
What's her name?
Madeline Klein.
Klein. You had her last name.
I had the last name.
See, but you got to remember the first name because you're going to change.
I'm going to change the last name.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Don't remember Klein.
Yeah. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, it will be.
Matter. It will be
because she's going to be Madison Hornfisher.
Yeah, it's rough being me because like, who the hell wants the last name Hornfisher? You know what I mean?
It's rough being. You're 6'7". The other day you were telling me. Do you know how easy it is to pick up chicks when you're 6'7"?
I don't know if I sounded like
you
that.
did say that.
You get approached a lot.
Yeah.
But getting approached doesn't mean you can steal.
They do the hand on your chest thing, or like they like look out the back.
Yeah, it is weird. It's a weird existence.
Yeah.
I used to hate it, but at the same time, you're like, no recognition, no publicity is bad publicity kind of thing. You're like, you know what? Having like random conversation starts isn't the worst, but it's always weird. Like, what do you say to a girl or anybody?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so tall.
I feel like
I didn't freaking know that.
Yeah,
really.
I feel like that's their way of like being like, I like you. There's
maybe it's just like, what do you
it's also
want
probably
me to say to that?
It's also probably the alcohol.
Maybe.
You know what you should? They should say, "Oh my gosh, you're so tall." You'd be like, "You're so short." And then
if I'm in an asshole type of mood, I'll say that. But typically, the best one. Credit to my roommate Matthew Escamilla. I was like, "What do I?" We were talking about having the same conversation. Like, what do I say if the lady like said, "Oh, you're so tall"? Like, how tall are you? That kind of thing. And he was like, "Just about 1.5 of you."
That's pretty good. Oh my gosh, Ben's back.
We're back, folks.
Had to get in the beer. Yeah. We were talking about Hutch's issue about being so tall and picking up women.
Yeah, that's not an issue, buddy.
Yeah.
No, I know. I said my issue is my last name's Hornfisher. It's a rough last. I mean,
it's not a rough
last name to Hornfisher.
Yeah. No.
Who knows, dude?
You can move the mic, by the way.
It's got to be an H.
Yeah.
H first name.
You think HH is the way to go?
Yeah. What else? Like any H?
I don't know. I don't
rhymes
think
with
I don't think
Hornfisher.
I would marry a woman with an S first name. SS. I don't know.
SS. It's got a bad ring to it for some reason.
Yeah. Especially like an SHSH, something like that.
Yeah.
Like a Sharon Shepherd. Nah.
No.
Don't use my mom's name, dude.
Wow, brought your mom into
Don't bring my mom into this.
That was the first SH name that came to mind, man.
He's like, you know what name sucks that I would hate? Hutch, what's your mom's name again? That one. That's the name I hate.
Screw you guys.
No. Come on.
Oh my goodness. But yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. What number is that for you?
I think this is number
17,
3.
I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 17.
Ben Shepard has a real problem. And,
Don't do that.
Don't call me out on here, man.
and
Not now, not today.
the reason we called you here today,
We're not even
we're
here.
concerned about you, buddy.
We're not even here for a podcast.
Cheers. Cheers to that.
Yeah. But okay, Ben, do you hunt?
I do, yeah.
We talked about this, I think, a little bit with Cole. But Hutch, I know you hunt and fish. You did that for spring break.
Yeah.
So I know you went fishing for spring break.
I did.
But Ben, what did you do for spring break?
What did I do? Hung out here for a couple days. Worked out. Went out to Lake Travis. My family's got a little place out there. Went out there for a couple days. Hung out with my mom, dad, little sister.
Yeah.
Went out on the lake. Took the boat out a little bit. Came back here. Hung out for a few days.
Called it a break, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was freaking epic. Was that your first spring break in a long time because of baseball?
Oh yeah, for sure. Spring's usually hot and heavy about this time.
Couldn't have gone better for me. Like I freaking so pumped to have a spring break. It's just, and it's the only one. Probably,
nice little change of pace.
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird that we won't get a spring break or Christmas break.
Well, you can work around it, but yeah, you won't like it.
Well, yeah, you can work around it, but I feel like everyone's going to try to work around it.
Well, you know what I realized? Like I was like, before it's like, why would you think about teachers? Like, why would anybody want to be a teacher? It's like, because you want to have that same freaking schedule. It's like, they kind of complain about not getting paid much, but it's like,
you also get a whole summer.
You know
you
what?
get a Christmas break. You
know what?
That's
break.
why people become teachers. That's a big reason. I really believe that.
I want some friction on this podcast real quick.
Yeah.
I want to talk about
I'm down for borrowing some friction.
Let's do it.
some controversial teacher topics.
Yeah, let's do it right now. Let's get
Do
into
you
it.
think teacher's salary should be raised?
What is teacher salary?
Like it's
Wanna look it up?
What's
Should we
I think
fact
it's
check that?
60 for the state of Texas. And I'm sure someone's out there like, it's not even that much.
Is it really?
I want to say it is $60 a year.
If it is, I think that's fine.
I
I don't know. That's a 60 is feel like is more than the average income for
I
like
always
family,
hear-
for like a household in America.
Public school teacher's salary in Texas. We're looking this up.
Yeah.
The median is 55.
Okay.
So it's saying
Standard deviation, does it say?
the average public school teacher salary in Texas is between 55 and 166 as of February 2023, but the range typically falls between 46 and 67.
Okay, so about 10. So let's.
So about 60. We call it 60. 55,
No, I
60.
think we got to go down just
Yeah.
to represent.
55, 60.
55.
55, 60?
55.
Okay.
It's the median, 55.
Is that-
Stick with it.
Is that enough?
You know, I think there's a lot of jobs that don't get paid what they should get paid. And so with that in consideration, yes, it's enough because there's a bunch of breaks. But when you consider the fact that teachers really play like one of the most important roles, especially like in like young kids' lives,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's enough. But if you look at it within the system, like of what jobs are paid
He
typically,
picked the fence, is
Yeah.
what I'm hearing, Ben.
Yeah,
he
you're
doesn't
sitting
want
on
to
the
pick a
fence,
side.
man.
no, but I'm saying like
Be a man. Get off the fence.
they, as far as hourly rate, like they get 4 months off a year,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
and it's like you're getting paid $50,000. You're really getting paid $70,000.
Yeah.
Or like that's the rate, and it sucks because I think they do play like the most important roles. Like it's
Yeah.
like a second parent almost. Like some people don't have good parents, and some people have great parents, but still, it's like as a child, you spend 8 hours of your day with this person. A good teacher can really have a good impact on you, and so I think they should get paid more because of that.
So you're
Yeah.
leaning yes, they should get paid
Yes,
more.
I think they should.
Okay.
But I think teachers still can't complain too much. Like,
Okay,
at
fair.
the same time, it's like kind of shut up. You got your 3-month vacation.
For sure.
Ben,
I
did he persuade you, or are you still like, no more?
don't
In
know,
fact,
man.
take it away.
Yeah, if the median is 55, I mean, I think that's not a bad number. I mean, you look at like, should a kindergarten teacher make as much as like, I mean, there's professors at Southwestern that make like 6 figures for sure at our university, being like a tenured professor here. So it makes sense that a college professor would make like a lot more than like no disrespect to kindergarten teachers. I loved my kindergarten teachers, but
Who was my kindergarten? Miss Trammell. Take the name.
Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Helm. Shout out Mrs. Helm. Love you, Miss Helm.
Miss Abshire, if you're listening, I love you.
Abshire? Oh my gosh. Why are they always so, like, all of our names were weird?
They're always like, you could tell. It was a
Trammell.
kindergarten
Wait,
teacher.
Trammell.
Mrs. Smith and then Mrs. Helm was the assistant.
Helm was the weird one for me. And
Yeah.
then yours was
Abshire.
Abshire. Why are they always like, maybe it's because, do you think they changed the name just to appeal to
No,
kindergartners?
I don't think so. I think that's
I think
their
they
marital
changed
last name.
I think they changed the name to appeal to kindergartners.
yeah, hot take. They definitely do.
Yeah. Like your last name was meant to appeal to kindergartners.
Hornfisher.
Hornfisher.
You think I should be a
100%.
kindergarten teacher?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, I'm looking for career guidance, so I'm glad that I know now.
Well, here you go, Hutch.
Yeah, kindergarten teacher is my calling.
So Ben's a no. They shouldn't be paid anymore.
I mean, it'd be cool if they did, but I think
Yeah.
55 is a good number
Yeah, that's fair.
for your average teacher.
Well, think about it like this. Do you think you do as much work like relative as a teacher? Like you go to class the amount of time, same amount of time. You like at least in class, and you do homework probably not as much, but similar to the work they bring home.
Yeah.
And you don't get paid anything.
Yeah. You bring a good point.
Hey.
I say that the number in Texas is fair because they get a lot of breaks in summers. And the issue that I have is you have one of the most important jobs in America.
Mhm. Hands down.
for sure.
But the counter to me is a lot of people can do that job because I think, especially
Yes.
in today, there's a lot of teachers who try to parent students when, to a degree, it's good to teach them right from wrong,
Mhm.
but you're kind of overworking yourself if you're trying to enforce your ideas onto students that can't even make up their own. And so I think teachers feel as if they're underpaid because they're doing more than they actually need to be doing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's a decent argument right there.
That's my take.
Yep.
And so if we can pay them more, cool. But that's my ideas.
Yeah. I mean, if every job was like it's so backwards. Like the jobs that are most important don't get paid the most.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And so like it's hard to argue for any job for that matter of fact, because like, you could be arguably garbage man is like the most one of the
Garbage?
most important jobs. And they still make decent
Yes.
money, but it's like if you're ranking it like meritocracy, like what's the most important thing for society? You think like, you know, garbage man teacher would be getting paid $300,000 a year if you like look at like how important it is.
Yeah.
But it's just not the case. But I always think it's fun. Like you ever see that Key and Peele skit? If teachers like flips the roles, if teachers got paid like athletes got paid, and like athletes it's basically like it's like a Sports Center highlight of this teacher. Like,
I need to
just
see
look
it.
at how she calls out the shy student in the back and brings him in to
That's
engage.
so funny.
And like, she just signed an 8-year extension, $330 million with you know Austin School District. Her parents were just modest athletes.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what's up.
and yeah, like I come from like all my family was school teachers. Like the majority of them, like 3 generations back.
Really?
So I have some sympathy for it, but it's just the same time, it's like, you know, it's a good job and you get paid enough.
Yeah.
I think so.
What time is it, by the way, Hutch? I know we're doing this late.
That's 9:18.
9:15.
The night is young.
Yeah. The night's still young.
Very young.
Well, did y'all have any plans tonight? I know we talked a
No.
little about something, Hutch, but
No,
We got a
plans.
game, dude. We got to be at the field 9:30 in the morning.
My plans are like to get to bed before 1. And
Yeah.
whatever happens in between here and now is whatever.
Is the night will take us there.
that's true. Congrats on the win today, by the way. You've
Thank
won
you.
the series against St. Thomas.
We took the series.
Took the series,
Yep.
going for game 3.
Trying to get the sweep.
Yeah. That was a big
I've,
series for y'all.
Yeah. This is like the team that we lost to, or like the team that we were a game shy of.
Mhm.
Like they went to the conference instead of us, conference tournament instead of us last year by 1 game. So if we can sweep them, it's a big one.
Yeah, that is huge. Because then it puts them back and them and maybe U of D would have been y'all's biggest competition for that 4th spot to
Yeah.
tournament. But you've beat them both in the series. So as long as y'all don't mess it up,
Exactly.
I think y'all got it.
No pressure though.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, I mean it's nice to be winning. Like what's our record right now?
I think we're now 14-5.
It's nice to be 14-5 to start a season because that hasn't happened once since I've
Yeah.
been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that type of winning record. But at the same time, like it is early in conference, you know,
Yeah,
play.
you got to stay
Yeah.
disciplined. To
Still
win
got the
and
two
so, and
best
so that
teams that we
14-5 doesn't really mean shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like yeah, it's a good start, you know, to
No, you're right,
so
yeah.
far. So but like yeah, it's like you can't let that kind of get in the way and be like, oh, we're a good team. It's like no, we haven't proved like none of this matters.
Yeah, we've got our 3 toughest conference opponents ahead.
Yeah.
Centenary, Trinity, and Lutheran.
And it doesn't like yeah, it's like it'll be fun though. I'm excited.
Yeah.
You can it's a lot harder to complain about everything in the baseball program when you're winning. So I
Exactly.
I like that. It's easy to complain as a college baseball player,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But when you're winning, it's like, you know what?
Yeah, you know
Screw
what?
it, I'm along for the ride.
I'm gonna keep doing what's needed of me.
Yeah.
And keep winning.
What's been y'all's take on college? Because we're all wrapping up.
Yeah.
I mean, I still got 1 more year after this one. But Hutch, you're heading out pretty soon. Ben, I don't know about you. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm graduating this coming semester. So in December of 2023, I'll be graduating.
That's what's up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, college as a whole.
Yeah.
It's
Let's, like,
been kind
because-
of wild.
because for me, you always heard about college in high school and you always heard about college as a kid.
Yeah.
And it was so weird with COVID because I feel like we're going to have an experience that no one else had
Yeah, super weird.
or will have. But what's been y'all's idea? Because all I heard was it's gonna be amazing. Some people even said it's gonna be the best time of your life.
It's
this
definitely been
and
the
that.
best time of my life. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'll leave that to you, Ben. I'm going to the restroom, but I'll be back.
okay.
Deal.
So Ben, take it.
So yeah, my college experience has been a unique one to say the least. So this Southwestern, it's where all 3 of us go to school. It's actually my 3rd university. So out of high school, I was recruited to play baseball at Stephen F. Austin State out in East Texas.
Did you know a kid named Billy
Billy
Decker?
Billy Decker. Holy hell.
You do not know Billy Decker.
yes, I did.
Billy Decker. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's a good enough guy.
But that's how he sounded.
yeah, he's a good guy. We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
But yeah, I think he ended up transferring after our first semester. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, so ended up playing a year there. And
Uh-huh.
then that spring is when COVID hit. And a couple months into COVID, NCAA was like, everybody gets their year of eligibility back because of COVID, because we only played like 2 weeks. So I talked to the head coach there, and he was like, we got like 9 senior arms that were going to be coming back for that next year.
They
Like,
were all coming back.
all coming back.
That sucks.
I mean, maybe one of them might have been 8. But anyways, he was like, these guys are probably going to be eating up majority of the innings, just like they were going to be this spring. So innings are going to be limited. And so I was like, all right, do I want to sit out like essentially a whole nother year, or do I want to like find somewhere else? So I actually transferred to St. Edward's University.
Okay.
Played a year there. Whole backstory to that, but I could get into it another time.
Okay.
But anyways, ended up here junior year last year.
Yeah.
And I've been loving it, dude. First time I stepped on campus here, I had never, ever even seen it. First day of classes, never even seen Southwestern in my life. Was walking in my first class. No idea what
was
building.
your first impression? That's kind of ballsy, low-key.
Yeah, dude. Literally, I'd never been here in my life, never seen Southwestern. I just like committed here, talked to Monty. Monty came to one of my summer games, was like, yeah, dude, we definitely got a spot for you. And I was like, sweet. I guess I'll go here. And yeah, like first day of classes, Monday. It was like my FRA or whatever. Not FRA, but like first year class. You take that little half semester course. And I was like, I have no idea where I am. I have no idea what building I'm walking to. I had to go to like the admissions office and get a map and like a freshman all over again. But yeah, dude, definitely loved my experience here so far. That first semester was weird. Didn't really know anybody. Just kind of getting to know the guys, but
yeah, dude. First semesters suck.
Yeah, first semester was weird, bro.
I thought they were fun.
Spending a lot of time by myself, just kind of trying to prove myself to the baseball team. Yeah, met these dudes.
Well, Ben, we always thought Ben was like first time I saw Ben.
Everybody thought I was a freshman.
I don't know when I met you, but we all thought you were a freshman. Yeah,
God, pissed me off.
Hutch, it was like weight room.
Fix the mic real quick.
And it was like all in the weight room.
There you go.
Yeah, everybody was working out.
Yeah, just seeing the band. I was like, I guess he's a freshman. You know what I mean? But then there's like we do like competitions during like weight room. Like at the end, we'd all like kind of pair up and do like some fun competitions. You'd pick two guys.
This wasn't with Norcott, was it?
No, this was last year.
This was Norcott,
it was like JC Bunch.
Didn't even have a weight coach. Yeah,
that's right. So you showed up the year I was done. So you didn't. Dang.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So he was right after you left.
You replaced me.
That's fall of last year. Fall of our junior year.
He replaced me.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. That's how we'll say it.
Yeah, that's how we'll keep it.
Okay. So y'all are doing the competitions.
I remember like Ben and like there was like a plank competition and Ben and Cole were going at it and it was like 7 minutes and I was just watching Ben like perfect fucking form doing this plank.
You did a plank for 7 minutes?
Dude, this motherfucker like and it was like Cole was over there and he was kind of like bobbing side to side like putting his like ass in the air and like I saw Ben like fucking stiff as a board and just like it's like his entire body was shaking and I was like this motherfucker's hard as shit like I was like this fucking freshman's hard like,
someone freshman dude showing everybody
how. I was like damn.
Someone screamed from the back, he's just a freshman.
Yeah. And then at some point, I was like, I realized he wasn't a freshman.
Yeah. At some point.
Makes sense.
I don't know when that happened.
Yeah.
It was like a couple weeks ago. And then, but.
Dude, it was so weird. So I know we're not going to talk about it now because we're running out of time. It sounds like a long story. But what was like a one phrase or one sentence reason on why you left St. Edward's?
Just.
Was it meant to be?
Wasn't meant to be.
That's fair.
Yeah.
There's so many. I don't think a lot of people realize that there's a topic of conversation to where a lot of kids, they'll commit to play a sport in college, especially D1, and most of the kids that commit to D1 don't even stay there.
Yeah, 100%. Literally, like my summer team when I was in high school, real good team. We had like 12 dudes that were all going D1.
Mm-hmm.
I think like 4 ended up staying at the school that they committed to in high school.
Yeah. And I think it could not even be them because in a lot of my people that I trust, their experience and, their stories and people that I've witnessed is it's hard enough to find good players in college that can stay healthy, stay out of trouble and, be successful on and off the field, in and out of the classroom. But I think it's even harder to find good college coaches.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it feels that it's hard to find players and good teammates.
Talk about underpaid. You don't talk about underpaid positions is like at least at this level, baseball coaches.
Oh, D3 coaches? Or just coaches?
Well, D3 especially, but
yeah. Well,
I bet a head coach I bet a head coach at this level is not making bad money.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Do you know?
Not good money.
Do you know?
Okay, I believe it.
Do you know?
It's the median teacher salary that we just talked about, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but all you have to do is coach. You don't have to teach.
Yeah, you literally don't have a job.
And put it this way, all you have to do is coach. You don't work in the summer.
You just hang out at the ball field.
You work only what's limited to you 5 weeks in the fall, prep the field, and then in the spring it's like go, go, go. But after that, it's good. And with all due respect, the guys in D1, like Nick Saban, those are the extremes, of course, but they're making so much money.
Yeah, that's also football.
They
too.
are,
like
yeah, yeah.
Alabama football pulls in.
Even
Tens of
baseball, dude, I
millions
bet.
of
What do you
dollars.
think? Like the head coach, like SFA, probably made like 120 grand.
Not that much.
Yeah,
not a
dude,
shot.
they can't even
not
afford,
even a chance he'd made six figures.
They
think?
can't even
I don't
afford their
think.
own
I mean, he'd been there a
field.
long time, so maybe.
Because like the best coaches, like the best, I think Tim Corbin gets paid like 1.2.
Ooh, that's true. But that's Vandy. Okay, maybe. Yeah,
well, that's
maybe.
like the best when you think about like what does Saban make?
Like $4 million a year. I'm pretty sure.
plus,
I think it might be more than
More
that.
than that.
Probably more. Yeah.
Freaking Jimbo Fisher got paid $70 million over 7 years or something.
Yeah.
Like he sucks.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
What's y'all's dream job? You know,
Yeah.
what's the dream job for y'all?
Your dream job, Hutch.
Let's say he
I don't
doesn't.
freaking know.
Okay, let's have a therapy conversation for Hutch. Ben,
Yeah, I need this.
you ready? What's wrong, Hutch? Talk to the boys.
I don't. What am I gonna do after this? I don't know,
Are you?
I really
What are
don't
you
know.
passionate about, Hutch?
dude. I'm passionate about doing. Like see, the thing I say when I go in the job interviews is I'm pretty candid about it. I was like, I don't know what the hell I want to do, but I'm excited to do it because I'm excited to work, and I think working is like just in general because I'm
Right.
always kind of. It sucks in college because like baseball took up all my time, but
Right.
in high school, like my mom was like very like strict, like hey, like you're working. When I turned 15, I started working like 20 hours a week within
Okay.
high school,
Respect.
and so I always worked in that. Like you never feel like more like fulfilled and like you know just fulfilled is the word I say when you're working like a full-time job or like
Yeah.
consistently and like doing something. And throughout college, I haven't been able to do that. But for me, it's like, I don't know what I want to do, but I'm excited to do it kind of thing.
So, do you feel like you're having a crisis to where every day goes by, it's getting closer to the decision,
A
but you
little
don't?
bit, yeah. It's the exact same crisis, talking about college that I had.
Oh,
It was like
yeah.
college, it was a rough decision. But
Decision,
I'm glad I made it the one I did coming here.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the only person that can help you know what to do is you and God. And then like that's it.
Yeah.
So if it's like you got to find that within yourself, you know?
You do, yeah. And I think the answer, I don't think there's a wrong answer. I think it's so early in my
No.
career and I haven't done anything like
Yeah,
in the
100%.
business world. It's like, I think you just have to do something.
Yeah.
And as long as you move in a direction, then you figure out what the hell you want to do.
Yeah.
And I hate the people and I think they're kind
Gotta
of
get
full
the
of
ball
shit.
moving.
They kind of know what they want to do. Like from day one, like besides like certain things, like
Yeah.
you want to be a SEAL.
See,
Like
I
the
know
people that
what I
wanna
want
be
to do.
doctors. It's like, yeah, you do, but like most people, like it's like
Yeah.
you figure that out along the way.
Yeah.
Also, if you feel like you made the wrong choice, that wrong choice may have been right because it leads you to the right
A different
direction.
choice, yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I mean? Now, SEAL, did I hear that right?
Yes, sir.
Give me some. What's up with that? You want to be a SEAL?
Yeah, I'm gonna plan is to enlist in the Navy after graduation.
Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully earn a Buds contract and get started on that route.
That's insane. Do you know what branch of the SEALs you want to go into? Or is it not branch? Am I using the wrong term?
So the branch would be the Navy.
Okay.
But yeah, the SEAL teams is like a part of the like Naval Special Warfare Unit branch of the Navy.
That's so badass. That's cool. Do you want to be, are you going to be like a sniper?
I have no idea, dude.
Who knows?
It's a long fucking pipeline.
That's
I'll
true.
tell you that.
How
much.
long is it? Like start to finish? Like 2 years?
I mean, from the time you enlist to the time that like you get pinned, like you get your trident, it's like 2-3 years.
Hutch, we should do that.
Let's all become
Dude,
SEALs.
why not, dude?
Dude,
Come on.
honestly, like the more I think about it,
we need good men in our military.
dude, the more I think about it, I'm like enlisting is like it's such a
See, if you're
attractive
if you are a dude that has a sense of like team and brotherhood, then
dude,
there's
it's-
nothing
it's
that's more
such-
attractive
It's
than
just
that.
such an attractive thing, and it's
Yeah.
just like I
It's very
respect people that have
manly,
the
too.
balls to do
Just
it.
get after it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it's something that crosses my mind every once in a while. But I'm never too serious about it. But I'm like, when I hate my desk job in 6 months, I might just
Dude.
yeah.
Well, hey,
Just
if I
start
can't,
getting after it.
if I can't get an internship with all these companies laying off people, I might have to, The only
Yeah.
thing that
It's
worries
an
me,
honorable gig.
yeah. There's a lot of things that worry me about enlisting, but the main thing besides dying would be you're very at dispose of the government.
Yeah, 100,000%. It's a
And-
big risk that you have to take when doing it.
And depending on who's leading it, the government the sad part is most likely doesn't care about who you are. So
yeah, you're just another number when you do that guy.
That's
warm body.
That's what sucks. But I have huge respect for people. So
Well, I think it's like a sense of purpose kind of thing, and
well, it's almost like a rite of passage. You get so much respect. You do that, and it works out. You're set for life.
Yeah.
Like in a sense of
it's
you
interesting.
get so many
think-
perks. USAA, one of the best insurance companies. You get if you apply for a job, you automatically get a stamp of like, hey, I worked for like the US government. And from what I hear, you're almost an automatic yes, as long as you're not someone who's like, I never took biochem, but I want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Like as long as you're not doing that.
A lot of those guys, though, it's like when you do a job like that, I mean, anything in the military that's like super, like at the tip of the spear, I guess, for lack of a better term, like those guys, they train so much on things that aren't like applicable to like the civilian world. Like you're shooting guns, you're like learning about like demo, and you're doing a bunch of like jumping from planes, shit like that. But it's like then you get into like the job sector, and all those guys are like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I was
Like
listening to
none of what I know for the past 20 years applies.
and you'd think like, especially with like athletes, special forces guys, like they get out and you're like, yes, these are like the hardest, like most mentally disciplined people on the face of the planet. Like it's a great pool to select from for jobs, right?
Yeah, they've shown that they have a mental toughness capacity.
Yes, but like I was talking, there was like I was listening to Jocko podcast with another special forces guy, and they're talking about like, I think it was Andrew Huberman.
Shout out Andrew Huberman.
Yes, I love you, Andrew Huberman. And he was talking about like, yes, like you think these guys are like set for life and being like their next chapter of life and like job or a business career or whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys, it doesn't necessarily correlate like the way you think it would.
Exactly.
Because like what you're saying, like it's like, what the hell do I do? It's like, yes, I'm a freaking, like when you put me on a
do all this
task,
cool stuff. But
it's like for me, like in baseball, like, and same thing with all these SEALs, I'm sure. You give me a task, you put me on a task and a mission, I can narrow in on it and freaking crush it. And like that's my see ball, like go chase ball kind of thing. And it's like a very like I'll execute when I know what I'm doing, but then they get out, they're like, what the hell? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, yes, I'm a disciplined person. Yes, I'm like,
what's my next
I'm like
mission?
hard as hell. Like, like I can apply my mind to stuff and get better, but like this is the direction. And like, what do you want to do with that? And a lot of people, like a lot of SEALs do struggle. A lot of in military in general struggle when they get out.
A lot of veterans,
Actually, I've heard about that.
And it's like, it's shocking, but at the same time, it's like, I guess not, because you hear about how like tragic it can be. But
I've heard about that. That's sad. You're right. I guess you're not set for life, especially if you have issues.
The benefits is kind of cool.
The benefits are good. That's what I meant. I guess that's a better way to phrase it.
Yeah, especially in this day and age, like of guys getting out and like writing books and getting famous and like having social media presence and stuff. Like guys that have that background can do like public speaking or something like that. But
are you gonna write
not everybody? I don't know. Probably not.
Yes, you're gonna write a book.
I'll see it.
I'm gonna write it
chance.
for you.
I'm not the best writer.
Yeah.
No, none of those guys write their own books, dude. They all have ghostwriters. Like what? Like no.
You can be my author.
All the Navy SEAls that write books,
goodness.
I can tell you, first-hand experience. They all have they're ghostwriters. Like nobody writes their own book. Very few people do.
Could you see y'all selves ever writing a book?
A book, dude? I got to do something more interesting first. But yes, I could see myself writing a book.
Really?
I could see myself writing a book. I just don't know if I would enjoy it or.
I just don't like writing, dude. I'm not a fan of it.
Well,
It used to be when I was younger, but now it's just.
Yeah.
I will say this:
writing's tough, dude.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. No,
write me a book
on a good way. I have. ChatGPT has been the biggest savior for me whenever I am have a writing block, like writer's block.
Yeah.
If I can't write the next paragraph, I'll tell
gives you ideas.
Like you know, it's basic thing ever, and it's like, okay, I can work off that.
Yeah. Now I don't know if that's good for me because now I'm relying on a second source instead of myself.
It is what it is, man.
It is what it is,
dude. I mean,
the world's
what's
evolving
crazy, and especially
technologically.
For you're a computer sci,
yeah.
Right? I've heard like rumors that you can like get ChatGPT to write code.
Yes. So
like hypothetically, if I'm me, right, and I don't know anything about
you are Hutch,
you
are yourself.
I don't know anything about like coding or anything.
Yeah.
If somehow I lucked into a coding job, I could probably get by on ChatGPT.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Because I was like, I heard some stories that you could write like this guy like
I think you could like a basic level coding job.
because this guy was like for example, this guy, like one dude worked for Twitter. He was like, write me everything that I should have, like, here's the assignments, write me everything I should have done in the past 10 days and how I did it and the code to go along with it. And it spat it out for him.
Boom.
Right. So ChatGPT AI is good. It's going to be like a second or like a right hand for people. But, and again, there's always the unknown. So you don't really know until it happens. But from the people I've talked to that are smarter than me in the industry, and from my even own opinion, is it's going to take away a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary.
Ooh.
But the jobs that
SEALs.
The jobs.
Not going to take away SEALs.
It's not going to take away
Come on,
SEALs.
guys.
You got job security, man.
Yeah. See, he just wants the bonus he gets. See if he recruits us.
That's it. That's
what
why
he
I'm
wants.
doing it for the government.
Hot
help.
take, the SEALs are a pyramid scheme. Is that what you're saying? No,
but
didn't say that.
From what I see is ChatGPT will take, it's going to take, and for people who don't know, it's basically an AI that's very sophisticated and advanced to what we thought we were going to get to in 2023, and it can do it can do task for you from writing code to writing papers, like anything, or almost anything.
But
But
it's all like written stuff.
it's
right?
going to take a lot of the work of people who design certain things. It's going to cut a lot of those jobs. So if you're designing the looks of a web page, you can say, design me a web page. And so ChatGPT does a great job at some things in front end development, but not as good as like back end, because you still need a creative mind to create products.
But it can do the grunt work, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even if you use ChatGPT to try to like code something, you still have no idea what's going on.
No idea. So I
Yeah.
couldn't fix any problems.
Couldn't fix any problems, and it's only going to give you to its limitations. And if you like, when you code, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of things that are universal. Oh wait, no, we're good because this is portable. I thought we just
Wait, what just happened?
I don't
We
know.
just had a little flicker of the power
Yeah,
here. at
power
one
went
moment.
out.
Maybe the lady's back.
She's back.
She's back. We get her on the podcast. So
Plunger.
what was it? No, but more of the story from the experts that I don't know what to call them, but from the people I've talked to,
Yeah.
there's no risk at the computer science guys or engineering guys. There's much more risk on if you're someone who's more of a designer, then why not just have one person or 5 people be designers and use ChatGPT rather than
Yeah.
a team of 20 or 100.
100%.
So if you know what
Because-
you're doing, like if you like say you're well versed, like somewhat in
I
code,
would not say that. No.
but you know a little bit.
I would say you're tech savvy.
Yeah, I would say I'm tech savvy and
So
that I'm
if you saw-
familiar.
but so-
That's the word,
So
familiar.
if somebody was not an expert, I guess an expert in code, but and they needed to they wanted to save time, ChatGPT would be perfect because they could fix the errors, right? Like they could say print out this code, and then they'd get it and it'd save a bunch of time, and they'd do it really fast, and then like,
If
I
it's-
see an error there, or like I need to change it a little bit.
I'll say this. From my understanding, if it's an error that is easy fix, ChatGPT will be able to tell you. But if it's an error that's not easy fix, ChatGPT most likely won't. And if you're at the point to where you're someone writing code, unless it's just something that you've missed, like
It's too complex.
a
It won't
syntax-
understand.
well, I don't even know that, but it might not be able to take your code and like read it and be like, here's the exact error. Because if that was the case, why don't compilers, like while you're writing code, do that already?
Yeah.
Which there's add-ins that already kind of do that to an extent, but then you get in the way of a coder's creative engineering. So again, I don't see ChatGPT taking away computer science like jobs or engineering jobs. It's just going to take jobs that have to do 100 people, where 80 to 90% of them are just like drones. They do all the grunt work. They do all like the boring, tedious stuff. ChatGPT and AI is going to take all that.
Which is a lot of jobs.
Yeah, and
Lot of
that's what's
jobs.
unfortunate. But here's the issue: when you get into the job market, right? So here's the idea: do you want to be someone who gets like paid a living to where you're very replaceable, or do you want to be someone in the workforce who's not replaceable? And so now, where in the past, where we were trying to figure out how can I not be replaceable by the person standing next to me, now we're going to have to figure out how can I not be replaceable by the person standing next to me and the person who's inventing the AI. And so at the end of the idea, and like it sounds tough,
Yeah.
but at the end of the idea, just be so good at something and like create, like market. The way I see it is like either be really good at something, take my grandfather, he would do multiple jobs at once. And so like companies would just pay him more because and hiring or having him on a payroll would be cheaper than having 6 other dudes.
Yeah.
So he would make, more money by doing other people's jobs. And so like he was kind of the ChatGPT in a way by taking like a bunch of jobs into one.
Yeah.
So either be better at that or just like be such a good personality at the workplace that no robot will replace you.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
There will always be jobs that that robots cannot replace humans in.
Exactly.
Until there isn't.
Until there isn't humans. Is that what you're worried about, Hutch?
No, I'm worried about AI, dude.
It sounds like it.
What happens when AI? This is like very basic level stuff, and it's already kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. What questions do you have? Because
About AI.
I have, because of its growth, I have learned a lot of it.
At what point does it become legit artificial intelligence where it's actually making thoughts on its own?
You're talking about consciousness?
Like some level of consciousness.
So there's rumors, and
You could argue that it already has some level of consciousness, but like not really. It's directed by like what you tell it to do in a giant corpus of text. But like at what point does it make decisions on its own, and can it go off the rails?
Yeah. So here's the biggest. So here's the biggest concern about AI so far in the industry, is it's not a concern of how you make AI, or like how fast it grows. The concern of AI is how to limit AI, because the coder is implementing his own intelligence based off input and output, and so AI will and you can think. So this is another argument. Like, is a human brain a computer?
No.
So you say no. What do you say, Hutch?
No.
Okay, well, a computer needs an input. And
Well,
then
computer's like binary, right? It's like just signals of yes and no.
Okay, so what are we made out of? Although we're not binary.
We're deeper than
Atoms.
yes and no. We have like
Right.
molecules.
Okay,
molecules.
So a computer needs an input. A computer needs an input and it gives an output. Do humans need input to give an output? Like, that's the argument. And that's something that I don't know the answer to.
Yes, but computers, you give an input, it gives the output that you want.
Of what the coder coded it to be. And so you could bring up a good point. So ChatGPT, one of the issues that people don't like about AI is it's very biased. So the biggest fear that I have for AI isn't that they take over and have consciousness. I don't see them doing that. I see either someone being malicious in coding AI to where it's like,
I think that's a real possibility.
Yeah, that is
100%.
Or people making an AI that gives answers more of what people want based off an algorithm, kind of like TikTok. Like, imagine if TikTok was an AI. It might have AI in it, but like a legit AI service.
Yeah.
To where it makes the AI itself addicting. That's what worries me. But at the end of the day, we're just going to have to learn how to coexist and not be dependent on it. So
become farmers.
Cole was telling me, dude, farming sounds peaceful to me, but it's probably a crazy ton of work.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But do you see AI taking over farming?
No. I see AI maybe regulating farming in a warehouse.
What jobs are AI proof?
Doctors.
Doctors are AI proof?
Doctors, engineers. Okay, tell an AI to design a bridge that, I mean,
I think it could, because there's text out there about, so anybody who's learning to be an engineer has to learn text. So I bet ChatGPT could like somehow put together a formula of like all the different, the mathematical structure to make a bridge.
Right, but I don't know, Ben, what do you think?
I don't know. I think the military is definitely something that can be super AI, but like to a point, it's like humans, like the human compassion, like can't be replaced.
And what sucks is if you make a military AI and someone hacks it, now your military is against you.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
If a company hacks, engineers AIs, then they can, or if another country, then they can purposely make a bridge like faulty.
Yeah.
So I could see like engineers being, okay, let me put it this way. We can probably replace everything with AI, but is it smart to?
No, that's the whole thing.
That's my idea.
That's the whole thing. Is it's not smart to, but
Terminator
somebody's going to do it because it's going to be cheaper.
Right. And also you said
AI doesn't get paid.
Yeah. And you had said earlier, part of having a job is almost purposeful.
Yeah.
And so do you take away the purpose of a human when you fill it up with
Yes.
AI?
Yes, that would be a big issue.
I mean, what happens if all those jobs you're talking about, like the lower level, like why hire 80 people to code something when you could hire 5 people to manage the AI that does the grunt work?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's a ton of jobs, and people get purpose out of jobs. It's like, what jobs are going to be left? And I think the big reason that people, I think the big issue is that people feel purposeless in today. Like there are a lot of jobs that you can cling to that provide purpose, and any job, I guess, can provide some kind of purpose, but real meaningful purpose. And the more development happens, the less purpose happens. Like less, like, you know what I mean? Less jobs
the
that
less
offer
purpose talk.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think, Shep. But to me, the whole purpose part is I think people get so like there's a void in everyone, right? Void maybe be the wrong term, but there's eternity in everyone that someone's trying to fulfill. And so they may try to fulfill that with a job or with a girlfriend, when in reality, I think there's something much bigger in life than a job or reality that people are missing out on, that you could use to find like peace in life. And once you find that, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for. Yeah.
But I actually think AI is going to be very helpful. I'm not someone obviously it could turn bad. And you know, the world we live in, someone's going to try to make it bad in some way.
Yeah.
However,
Without question.
in my idea, it's going to replace jobs that people hate.
But then what jobs are being created?
So that's my thing is there's going to be, right, supply and demand. There's going to be a demand for more jobs. Humans are going to find a way to supply themselves those jobs. The issue is like, does the economy shift because of that?
Yes.
And does population size shift because of that?
Yes, dude. That it has like so many deep lying things attached to it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big question and it's unknown. I'm just trying to look at like the glass is half full rather than empty, because I hear like myself, and from what I hear is already being feeding enough like negative things. I don't want to miss out on the positive things that can come of it. And so when all I hear about is positive, I try to be like, okay, the advocate for the other side.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah. And so for AI to where everything's negative about it, I'm trying to be like, if
there's a ton of positive, I just don't know how it, like, you know, pans out.
Yeah.
But today people are making huge money off that.
People that code it.
No, people that are using ChatGPT are making money off of it. There's people, someone on Twitter said that they used it to make a website and then they sold that website for a couple grand.
God. Yeah, I mean, I can believe that people are making money off this stuff.
Yeah. But that's the thing, it makes good front end, but when you need back end stuff, which is basically the
bottle down.
Great job.
Bottle down.
And for those that don't know what I'm talking, front end is like what you see as the user. Back end is like all the background work and wires. But yeah, AI is gonna be cool. Okay, put it this way. Let's say in your life, what's the one thing you want AI to like get rid of?
I'm a big advocate for no change. I don't know.
You're like my brother. My brother hates change. He won't admit it, but he hates it.
I don't like change that much.
You don't like change? You wish everything just stayed the same?
I think like what's the point of change at a certain point? What's the point of like
I don't know. Are you single?
No, I know
No. Let's
it's not about me.
Let's get him, Ben. Are you single?
I am single.
Do you want that to change?
Depends.
Okay, fair.
Yes, I mean it depends. Yeah, the right person. Yeah. But changing, like, it's like you talk about jobs. Like, yeah, it deletes jobs, right? Like people are going to be searching for jobs. If 15% of jobs are wiped out by AI,
right?
At what point can we At what point is like are we not able to make more jobs because we're such a developed society? It's like, how the hell are we going to make more jobs? Because like, what else is there?
Okay, so
like we're so developed. Like, what else can we develop to make jobs? It's like it seems like we don't have anything else.
To me, though, it's always been that question. Like, we're so developed. How are we going to make more jobs? But back in the day, okay, like way back before we were born, like 1800s, 1700s, there had to be some industry to where, the Industrial Revolution or something took away jobs and everyone was like, oh my goodness, there's not going to be any jobs for us anymore.
Yeah.
And yet we still increased population size and found more jobs. And so, I don't know. What do y'all think? So to me, let's try to think of something.
Humans just find a way to adapt and overcome.
Right. Okay. So Okay, this might be, I don't know how many people would write books, right? But once the press machine was made, imagine how many people were writers thinking for the newspaper,
If
writing
you
all
make
the
money off
copies.
that,
Yeah.
They were like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my job. And then that, just stuff like that.
Well, yeah, then people that had interesting stories could actually print it, and it was like more like plausible for them to make money off their stories and writing
Exactly.
books.
And
So,
businesses are thinking the same thing with ChatGPT is instead of paying, 80 people on a team, let me just use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And you pay 20, and then those 20 guys will be super smart and filter it out.
yeah.
See? So that's my take is
But-
regardless of how much it takes away, I think we'll be okay. But as we wrap it up, what are some topics or questions that y'all wanted to end on?
I don't know. I mean,
Or do y'all want to keep on this AI
no, the
talk?
AI. I think we've exhausted the AI topic.
Yeah. Who you think about for your next guest, Clayton? Got any ideas?
I have a list in my head. The issue is with guests, it's like times, right?
Yeah.
So like who is like free and available. It could be, okay, I'll say this. I usually keep it a secret, but it could be Adam. It could be my friend Cameron.
Mhm.
And then I am gonna try by the end of the semester.
JC Bunch.
That'd be kind of funny. I feel like that'd be a funny podcast. Him and I, like, that would be a hilarious podcast, I think.
That would be funny.
Because I think it'd be awkward at the beginning. And then, who knows? Maybe we'd have a few beers and like bro it out. But by the end of the semester, my biggest goal is to get Miss L on the podcast.
From comms?
What day is it?
No way.
Yeah,
that would be
so
sweet.
fun. Yeah. That's my goal.
Dude, I would love to hear her wisdom
Yeah.
because it's freaking abundant.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
Like she's just the most like talk about being content and having purpose. That lady,
Yeah. No, for
and
real.
that's what it doesn't matter what I feel like I had a better grasp of this when I did work, but like it doesn't matter what job you do. I think it just matters like how you interact with the people around you, and like, and like I feel like she's like a very good embodiment of that idea.
Yeah, 100%.
Is that like she like freaking works at a cafeteria for a Division III school with 1,800 people. And she has like she's the most joyous person ever. She greets people and checks people in, and like it's not about what you do. And people like are always so caught up in like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Like I have to like be successful in this, and like so they define their success by the job they have and like maybe the monetary value they get from that job. But it's like no, it's just about like how much happiness you can derive from it and just be content. Because I think back to like the Kid Rock thing we were talking about, like this guy had all this success and everybody kind of comes to the same conclusion that typically people that have success, because then everybody else is looking at them like, oh, they're at the top, and they always go, wait, what I was chasing at the top, it really wasn't. It was down here. It was like the basic things that make up life. And then again, it's easy to, from my perspective, you can kind of dismiss that, be like, yeah, it's easy to say like it's about like your relationships and God when you have $50 million in the bank and you're this successful. But there's got to be some truth to that when you see a pattern of like tons of people that are successful saying really it's not about all this like success and money and stuff. It's about like how you interact with people on a daily basis and how fulfilled you are. I mean, I don't know. I think that's the perspective a lot of people need to have, and including myself, but
couldn't agree more.
Nice.
Yeah.
Keeping this motivational train going. Ben, what's a motivational sign out call for you to the people?
Keep getting after it. Yeah. No matter what life throws at you. Just keep going.
That's awesome.
Don't quit.
Don't quit. It's big. What were you gonna say?
To our class, philosophy of sport. Shout out Thomas Ross.
Yeah, shout out Coach Ross.
Coach Ross. But John Wooden, the quote I didn't get to talk about in class, but now I'm broadcasting it to the millions of people listening to this podcast. So, Coach Ross, I hope you give me credit for this. But the quote that John Wooden, like a famous coach, that you've probably heard of him, basketball coach. He's like the father of like sports philosophy kind of thing. But failure, the quote that I picked and that kind of stuck out with me, was failure to act when action is needed is the greatest failure of all. And I think that a lot of people kind of get caught up in the day to day and they're so paralyzed with fear and with like, what am I going to do next? What am I supposed to do? That they don't act at all. Yeah. And I think the stress of not acting when action's needed is like the worst thing ever. So just freaking act, like go in do something, go in a
Send
direction. Yeah, send it.
Send it.
Do something with your life and then figure it out. But
Yeah.
All right, man. All right, boys. You heard it first here. Don't do drugs. Drink responsibly. Be men and work hard. And step up when you need to be called.
Hell yeah.
We love y'all. Talk to you next time.
signing off.
Thanks,
Bye, guys.
Clayton.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. It's a wrap.